last year. What sort of motivation do you draw when you're on the road? It seems like you're playing well there.
Well, you got to focus, because you're going to someone else's stadium that they're going to be against you. That's when you just can't. You got to be able to block out all the other things and be able to focus on what you have to do. And I think we, in the road, we have been successful at doing that this season, getting focused and focusing on what we have to get done.
Is it almost better you're not on TV?
I really don't pay attention. Obviously I can't watch myself play. so I'm just focused on the game, and afterwards I'll call my mom and see if ask her how she thought I played. But it doesn't really matter.
How do you feel the team feels right now? I mean, you know how you do, but as a group, how do you guys feel right now, knowing that you've had some tough lumps, but you still have an opportunity to pretty much accomplish what you want if you win the rest of your games?
Well, it's a good thing. Yeah, we suffered a bad loss this past game, but now we're focused on Duke. We're focused on what we have to get done. We know we have to get done. We know we have to win out if we're going to get to the ACC championship game, and that's our goal. And so that's what we're focused on now.
Tyler, it's basically been a different group of 5 guys, a lot. Been a rotation going on. Has that affected the consistency, do you think, not having the same group in there?
I don't think so, because in practice, we do the same thing. We rotate guys in and out, in the afternoons we're watching film together, we meet together as the same offensive line. And so, yeah, different guys are playing different positions and rotating in and out, but at the end of the day, I've gotten reps with Brandon, I've gotten reps with Fig, I've gotten reps with, Harlan, so I know how to play with all those guys.
Well, there's been a lot of drop passes as we start on the FSU game. Is that deflating for an offense? Everything's perfect except actually bringing the ball in.
Well, it definitely hurts, but it's there's a lot of things that hurt offense. If I miss my block on a run play, then Damian might get 15 yards instead of 3. And so it's you can't point the finger, you got to point the thumb, as Coach Whipple says. And at the end of the day, you got to focus on what I can do to get the team better. I can't focus on what the wide receivers have to do.
What do you think, as an offensive line, you need to get better at after sort of reviewing the last game? You're looking forward, but what needs to be better moving forward?
Well, I thought we played real well, played hard. At the end of the day, we have to be more consistent. Effort-wise, I thought we played real hard. A lot of guys were tired coming to the bench after each series, but we have to be more consistent if we're going to be an effective offense.
What do you guys do to pick up the passion around
you can only talk so much. At the end of the day, you have to look deep down inside and say, I'm going to get the job done. And I feel like that's the thing that we're focused on now. A lot of guys can talk, be hyped up, but at the end of the day, it's looking at yourself, looking in the mirror, saying, I'm going to get the job done.
What's the difference between going into practice this week and last week? Do you guys see more enthusiasm?
Last week we had a great week of practice, and it didn't convert to the game. We got to the game, didn't do as well. But now we're focused on Duke, and we have to have a solid practice this week, solid 2 practices.
Your coach was mentioning earlier that he would love if vocal leaders would emerge. How do you? If it sits in your head, we need vocal leaders, but you don't feel like you're the guy, do you almost want somebody to do that, or does it just come naturally?
Well, it's one of those things where if you're going to be a vocal leader, you have to be able to back it up on the field. People can talk all day, but if you go to the field and you don't, execute, then people are just going to be kind of shrug you off. Vocal leaders are guys who are, speak up, but back it up on the field.
You talk about the importance of a blitz pickup this week. Coach was saying that Duke brings it from everywhere.
Well, yeah, they blitz a lot, and it's our job as offensive line to get in the film room and recognize when they're going to blitz their tendencies and that type of stuff. And it's going to be important this week. But it's one thing you have to walk through, work it in practice, go through it on the chalkboard, and it's just one of the things we'll have to get done this week.
Coach talked about Duke being a tough place to play. They're 1-4. How important is not to overlook, their record?
Well, their record says 1-4, but the film says much differently. They play hard. They're going to play hard as any team in America, and that's one thing that you go in there. The past 2 years, they've been tight games. We haven't, blown them out by any means. We had to come back. They were down a half, and 2 years ago, and we're in the first quarter. I think we were down last year. So it's one thing that you can't overlook a team. You can't do that in college football these days, and we have to be completely focused on getting our jobs done and going up there and beating Duke.